Hello again, everyone. It's me, Justin, for 1001 Movie Reviews You Must See Before You Die. Tonight I'll be reviewing Sherlock Jr. from 1924. It was directed, surprisingly, I didn't know this, by Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle. I only thought of Fatty Arbuckle as an actor, but apparently he directed some movies as well. Buster Keaton also directed part of the movie. So, anyway, Sherlock Jr. Sherlock Jr. was about Buster Keaton. Obviously, his character wants to become a detective, and the first shot you see is he. It starts off as him as a janitor inside a movie theater, and you see him. He's reading a book, in one of those classic slapstick comedy style books that just say the exact thing on it, and it says "How to Become a Detective." And it's just great. It was a really priceless little moment of seeing him reading this book with a magnifying glass, no less. Anyway, things I wrote down about it is there's this great little gag in the beginning of the movie where he's sweeping up the trash, and he finds $1 in the trash, and a lady comes along and she asks for her dollar. She asks for her dollar back, and it's funny because Buster asked the lady to describe $1 to her, and I laughed my ass off asking her to describe $1. Of course, he ends up giving it to her, and the whole punch. And then you see a couple hundred people come along looking for dollars and asking for dollars because they claim that they've lost dollars, and basically Buster loses all his money. But the punchline to the gag is Buster finds a wallet, and with his last dollar, a guy comes along, and he says, "Oh," and Buster just, in that really beat down and dejected look that he has, he just hands the last dollar over to the guy, and the guy says, "Oh no, I didn't lose $1. I lost a wallet." And he takes a wallet and he opens the wallet and he checks for all the, and there's like, I don't know, a huge amount of money inside the wallet, and he walks away, and Buster just stands there with his $1 looking all sad and dejected, in that great classic face that he does whenever something bad would happen to him. Later on, he goes to his girlfriend's house, and it's funny, to show his love to her, he gives her a ring, but she looks at the ring and she can't see the diamond in it, so Buster hands her a magnifying glass so she can see the diamond in it. I laughed my ass off over that one. Then there's this whole bit where he's following the villain in the movie. And it says, he reads in his How to Become a Detective book to shadow his man closely. Well, he takes this to very, very literally by following him not more than an inch behind him as he goes. And it goes through all these crazy little gags from him shadowing his man. As how should I put this? Like, he basically becomes the villain's shadow, and like, it's just so classic. It's just classic comedic timing by Buster to follow him not more than an inch behind this guy, and it was just great scene, and I was laughing my ass off. Then the movie gets kind of surreal. He falls asleep in the movie theater, and what do you know? The movie that he's projecting. He's also the projectionist at the movie theater, and what do you know? The movie that he's projecting is called Sherlock Jr. But there's this great little scene, this really cool scene, and you wonder how they did it, where he goes up onto what looks like a stage, but behind him there's a movie screen, and it's really great because it's this great montage of like all these crazy these really cool visuals. Like you wonder if he's actually in the picture or if he's just reacting to the scenes behind it. And I really would like to find out more on how they did that scene, because there's all these. It cuts from like one scene to another scene to another scene. Like from one scene he's sitting on like some rocks, and a wave crashes into him, and then he goes to jump off the rock and he ends up in a snowdrift. It's like it was a great, amazing scene, and I really would like to find out more about how they managed to pull that shot off, because it's all done in one shot, and it's just amazing what appears to be one shot, and it's just amazing. And then the movie, he's inside. He falls asleep and he's dreaming that he's in this movie, Sherlock Jr. And then he becomes a detective, like a really good detective. And then the villain, who's also plays the villain in reality in the movie, who's trying to get Buster's girlfriend, and then he frames Buster, and like his girlfriend breaks up with him because they think that Buster stole her father's pocket watch, but it turns out the villain actually stole the pocket watch. Anyway, so in the movie, the villain tries to kill Buster Keaton, and there's this great billiard scene where they rig a billiard ball to blow up when Buster strikes it, and they go out of the room, and you just see Buster doing all these great trick shots, and the bomb never goes off because he's able to shoot a pool all the way around this one billiard ball, and I thought that was a great little scene. And then there's a reprise of the whole shadowing his man closely, and it looks like he's doing it badly again, just like in the first scene of him shadowing the man closely. But then it pays off brilliantly with an amazing stunt where you think he gets trapped on a roof and the villain's going to get away, but he does this amazing stunt where he uses one of the railroad crossing those things that block the railroads. He grabs onto that, and he lowers, as the railroad crossing thing comes down, it lowers him directly into the back of the villain's car, and I was like, I wrote down, he's really not good at chat, and then I stop and say, I take it back, he's great at shadowing his man closely. And then there's this crazy scene where he escapes from the bad guy's hideout when they have him cornered. He jumps through a window, and before he goes into the bad guy's hideout, he sets up in the window this what I thought looked like a mini trampoline, but it turns out inside of the thing that he sets up is women's clothing, and as he dives through the window, he ends up in women's clothing, and it was just a really brilliant looking scene to watch. Anyway, moving on. Oh, then there's this great motorcycle scene which just has all kinds of crazy stunts with Buster on this motorcycle doing all kinds of crazy stunts. Just that scene alone is good enough reason to watch this movie. That and the whole montage visual thing that I was talking about. Great little ending. Basically, they're in the projection room and they're watching the ending on screen, and they're mimicking that ending. And you think it's going to end a certain way, but it turns out like there's a nice little twist at the end. I won't give it away. So all in all, another great classic Buster Keaton movie. This one was a little bit slower than Our Hospitality. Not as many gags, but the couple little scenes of the visual scene and the motorcycle scene more than made up for it. So definitely I would check this one out, especially if you're a fan of Buster Keaton and you haven't seen this one yet. Definitely check this one out for those two scenes that I mentioned. All in all, that's all I have to say about Sherlock Jr. Moving on, my next review will be, let's see here. My next review shall be The Last Laugh from 1924, directed by F.W. Murnau. So look for that review in the next couple of days. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.